welcome to the social service grants for November the 6th at 1 o'clock. My name is Councilwoman Ortiz, and I will let my other colleague. Sorry. Good afternoon, and welcome to the November 6th social service grants meeting. My name is Sylvia Ortiz, and I'll let my colleague online go ahead and introduce himself.
Thanks, Chairwoman. Neil Dobler, District 7.
Thank you. And I know Marcus Miller was going to try to join us, so we'll continue to look for him. First thing is a call to meeting to order. We've done that. Approval of the July minutes.
Move approval.
It's been moved, and I'll second it. Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's 2-0. 2025 year-end review. And Chair will recognize Brett.
Thank you, Chair. Brett Martin with United Way of Kaw Valley. Thanks for the opportunity to be able to share some information with you today. We have in the packet a review and outcomes from the partners who receive grants through the social services process. We have included some information there for you to be able to take a look at, including the agency and program names, the outcomes that they had chosen, and then the specific indicator that they're measuring, and then some numerical data to be able to demonstrate effectiveness through their dollars that were invested through the combination of general fund dollars and CDBG dollars to these organizations. Happy to answer any questions that folks have here. We saw good work by our partners as we do every year. And Akia, if you are on, do you have anything you want to add to what we were able to put together for folks here?
This is Akia, not at this time.
Okay, great. A special thanks to Akia. She is our new Director of Grant Administration, and so this is her first time working with this. I appreciate her efforts in putting this comprehensive report together.
Well, that's awesome. Welcome, Akia, to the madness. I'll just say that. So A is the 2027 priorities. Is that what you just did? Or we're going to go down the list, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We can.
Councilman Neil Dobler, do you have any questions or concerns before we move on? You're on mute. I'm sorry. Can you put him to the side for me there?
Okay, I'm back on. Just a couple of questions on the outcome report for Brett.
Yes, sir.
I mean, most of them look really good. I guess I would question Boys and Girls Club of Topeka. I mean, it looks like their percentages are 70% or so. And then, what else was I looking at? Salvation Army, maybe you could talk just a little bit about that, the emergency assistance.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear to be any numbers for that one.
Thanks for that. Yes, so we are happy to reach out to individual programs to provide some additional anecdotal data related to the difficulties that they may have had achieving their projections. The other thing for us to note on the second one that you mentioned is the program did not enter their projected totals. And so as a result, we did not have a way to be able to calculate those numbers. This through our internal review, got through a couple of us reviewing this, and we've now put a process in place to be able to review these even more thoroughly than we usually do, but that's the reason there. Those weren't entered, so as a result, the program doesn't have a percentage there.
Okay. It looks like they served a lot of clients, correct?
Correct. So they were able to report on what we would call outputs. That is the quantitative number of those that they projected to serve. But in terms of connection to the indicator on how successful those clients were based on the program, we don't have any data to measure that.
Okay. And really the same issue for Race Med
Correct.
Health Clinic. So it looks like they served a lot of clients, probably did a lot of good, but just really don't have the numbers to show. But you're working on that, correct?
Yes, so we have had, we've had some internal conversation here. The difficulty with being able to measure the indicator is that obviously this grant year has already ended, so it doesn't really work for a data integrity purpose to have someone put a target in after they've already done the work. If we have some actual achieving that they have in their records, we would be able to do that, but we wouldn't be able to have the ratio or percentage of how successful they were on the indicator because they didn't put a target in there initially.
Okay. So just something to keep in mind for next cycle?
Correct, yes. And we've had internal conversations as a team at United Way on a review process to ensure it's obviously incumbent on the programs to be able to enter their own data, but we will do, we've put in sort of 2 layers of review there, both with Akia, who obviously wasn't here when this happened, and then for me as well, so that we can ensure that the programs have entered the appropriate data at the beginning so that we get accurate measurements at year end.
Okay, very good. I appreciate that. No other questions, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Those are good questions.
This is Akia. Can I just add one thing? I just want to make it clear that this is the 2024 data that we're reviewing. Just want to make that clear.
Oh, thank you. Yes, so that should be in the agenda as 2024 year end instead of 2025. I didn't catch that. It's my mistake. Thanks, Akia.
Well, she looks like she's gonna fit in. She got it.
Telling you what, she's pretty amazing. Glad she's
Okay.
on the team.
Well, good. Okay, so let's do the 2027 priorities. Is that right? Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. So looking ahead to the process, just as a reminder, the way this process works, we have the grant release for the 2027 year, which takes place in the spring of 2026. And so for this group, at the end of 2025, before we move into 2026, this body approves the priorities, the score sheet, and the timeline calendar for this particular process, which will have contracts that are go into effect January 1 of 2027. So I'll draw your attention to these areas for our consideration. In the packet, you'll see City of Topeka Social Services funding priorities as the year 2027. That's our focus for the next several minutes. We do not suggest any changes to the priorities at this time based on any number of different community factors that we are taking into account as a United Way of Kaw Valley, as well as the partners that we engage in the community. And so these are the priorities. Obviously, the totals for funding are sort of outside of our purview, but you will see those you'll see those funding pieces being flat between 2026 and 2027, and we would suggest to this body that we move forward with the priorities as they're stated on this document. I will say that as we move into year 2028, we will have, in effect, have been a part of our Community Health Improvement Plan, or what's called the CHIP. That will have been in effect for a year when we come look at this a year from now. I think there could be some conversation about taking a look at that Community Health Improvement Plan and ensuring that we have alignment with the investments of the city with that larger plan. I'm going to butcher the name of the committee here. Is it Public Safety and Health?
Public Health and Safety.
Public Health and Safety. Thank you. The Public Health and Safety Committee has been briefed for the last several months by Live Well Shawnee County and other partners related to this CHIP, or Community Health Improvement Plan process. So we do have members of the governing body who are in conversation with those parties that are drafting the CHIP, and I think there's some opportunity for us to take a look at how that aligns as that is published in the next year, and to ensure that we have our various funding streams across Topeka and ultimately Shawnee County, all directed toward the same priorities so that we can maximize impact.
Okay. I have a few things I want to say. I know last year we had some applicants that asked for more money than we allowed in the maximum grant request. And so I do want to make sure that if it wasn't, I don't remember, it's been a while, that is on the application, bolded, red, or whatever, that they can't ask for more than that, the maximum, the minimum amount and the maximum amount, so that they understand that. And then also, I think it's very important that, that we acknowledge, or we make it known that there is help if they need help. I know some people said, yeah, I seen it, but I didn't think any more of it. And I know you guys made that clear, but I don't know, Brett, to be honest, how much more clear we could make that if it's not on that application, or if we can't bold it or something. I know that was something last, after we scored, that people had talked about. I'm reading that same sheet, and it says the city will accept applications for new programs with the knowledge its funding is exhausted on established programs. New programs will not be funded. So are we saying here that we'll accept the applications, but we won't fund it for new applications? Because I am concerned, and I've always been concerned about the new application and how they get started. I know the one thing that I'm looking at, they must be in operation for 2 years prior to the date of application. I get that. But what are we trying to say there?
Yeah. Great question. So obviously we have the agency program must be in operation for 2 years prior to the date of the application. I think this was language that was drafted in a previous iteration of this committee. And if my memory serves me correctly, the intent of the committee at that time was to inform those newer programs that if in the prioritization and scoring process, if there were dollars available based on the pool of applicants and the dollars that were allocated by the governing body, that there would be an opportunity for those to be funded. But if the application amounts that were submitted exceeded this amount, that those would not be funded. That's what I recall in terms of that conversation. I don't. We've had some turnover on our team since that application or since that language was updated. So I'm not sure if anybody else from my team has anything to add to that. Likely not, so.
Okay. Braxton?
Nothing to add, ma'am.
Nothing? Okay. I just didn't know if you remembered anything about that or anything. No? Okay, thank you. Okay, Neil, you have any questions or concerns?
I do not, but I would make a motion to accept the funding priorities as laid out in the document.
Okay, that's a motion and I'll second it. And before I call for the vote, I do like how you put in here, the City of Topeka is committed to following all guidelines as set forth in this request for proposal. I know we can write it a million times, but we just got to make sure that we
Absolutely.
point that out. I get it.
Yes.
So it's been moved and I seconded it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2-0. Okay, the next thing.
I was on mute, Councilwoman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's my bad.
Do you have any questions on this, the 2027 priorities?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and how would you vote?
Yes.
Okay, so it's 3-0. Thank you. Okay, next thing we have is the scoring sheet.
Yes. Thank you, Chair. Again, we have had conversations about the score sheet in the past and have made updates to it based on the feedback from applicants and based on the input from this committee over the last year. We don't recommend any changes to the score sheet at this time.
Okay, I'd ask my colleagues if they have anything to say about that.
No notes.
No questions. I would make a motion to approve the scoring sheet for 2027.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to adopt the scoring sheet as presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Neil?
Aye.
Okay, the 3-0. Thank you. The next is the 2027 timeline calendar.
Yes, thank you, Chair. So I'll walk through this. You'll notice the draft watermark on this. Once we make any suggested changes or approve this, that will be pulled off and will be made part of the 2027 request for proposal. We'll just walk through these from top to bottom. So today, the 6th, we are reviewing these pieces and having the recommendations for the next cycle. Prior to the end of this calendar year, the council will approve this process as it comes out of committee. Training on the grant process immediately following appointments. That should say 2026, March of 2026. That we will meet with the new members of the Social Services Grants Committee to walk through the process and ensure that they are familiar with the work of the committee. We will release the 2027, sorry, that's on me, that 2027 request for proposal by April 13th, 2026, and that the application workshop will be held by the vendor on April 27th of 2026. So those are all the communications pieces related to the investment process and opportunity. In terms of intake of applications, we propose that the applications are due May 26th of 2026 by 5 p.m. Through the regular process, and that those proposals that do not meet the minimum standards will be notified by June 5th of 26. 3 to 5 reviewers are secured by the vendor by May 12th. That should read 2026. That in the middle of the month between when those applications are open and when they are due, we will secure the vendors, or excuse me, we will secure the reviewers based on the criteria set forward by this committee. By June 19th, application scoring as well as some previous data from the last year will be provided to this committee. The week of June 2022 of next year, this body, as it exists in 2026, will meet and approve the preliminary scoring, and then the appeal process would close in July, and we would have a meeting in July to be able to review those appeals and have those appeals made to the body. And then by the 1st of August, the recommendation would come come from this body to City Council. And then October 1, City Council adopts the budget and we move forward. Those are the dates there with the corrections that I made orally. Happy to answer any questions about the timeline.
Are there any questions? I'll take a motion with the amended years, as amended.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, that's 3-0. Okay, number 5, vendor contract renewal.
Thank you, Chair. You will note the contract at the end of the packet today. We have Katrina from City of Topeka, who will be here from Housing Services to walk us through the contract. Thanks, Katrina.
Thank you, Fred. Katrina Frost with Housing Services and Finance. Our contract with United Way was renewed this year, or this past year, so it's in our first year of the contract. It expires February 28th of 26. And within the contract, we have 4 one-year options to renew. It would be staff's recommendation that we renew the contract for next year and for an additional 1-year period. And I would say that our communications with United Way have been exceptional. Our working relationship has been very well.
That's awesome to hear. I ask my colleagues if you have any questions or concerns or motions.
I have no questions, but I will make a motion to extend the contract for 1 year.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
3-0. Thank you. Okay, other items. Are there other items? Come forward.
I
Councilman
have nothing,
Nobler?
Chair.
I have nothing, Chair. Thank you.
Councilman Miller?
Nothing, ma'am, thank you.
Okay. City Manager? I think you want to talk. You're just waving.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank Brett and United Way of Caw Valley for their leadership, given the recent events and some of the challenges that we've been experiencing with the recent federal government shutdown. And so I just want to publicly say thank you for their leadership and looking forward to doing more good with the community. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Brett, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, thank you for that, City Manager. Thanks to the city staff for their partnership in this work. Just to give this body some additional context, we began our Christmas Bureau intake last week, which is a wonderful program that takes a whole host of partners across the community to ensure that folks have a little brighter holiday. Within an hour of the beginning of intake last week, our executive team at United Way received feedback from our intake volunteers, who are wonderful folks who ensure that people have their applications submitted correctly, that they had never seen a more anxious or fearful group of folks come in for Christmas Bureau. The uncertainty of federal funding levels for various programs that many of our most vulnerable citizens rely upon in order to make ends meet at the end of the week or at the end of the month are in question, and some have been suspended, and it's created incredible anxiety for folks. And so I appreciate the partners at the City of Topeka in these collective efforts, as well as a whole host of nonprofits who are taking on additional work beyond the already heavy lifts that they make in the various social services sectors, whether we're talking about folks who are serving our seniors and our veterans, or folks who are serving young children, or everyone in between. The efforts that are being put forward by our nonprofit sector in Topeka and Shawnee County are laudable, and I very much appreciate the partnerships of all of those folks in an especially difficult time.
I would ditto that, and thank you, Brett, for all that you and your team does to make my job easier. Is there anything, we do have somebody that would like to make a comment. Please state your name for the record, please.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Kathleen Link. I am with Positive Connections. I have been with the organization for over 13 years, and I too want to thank United Way, Brett and his team for the process of this grant. Being before United Way and after United Way, I just want to say the process is it's wonderful. It's so much smoother, and you can call anytime you need. There's somebody there to assist you, and that is really huge when we're doing these grants. I do want to bring up and ask, there are two organizations we are grandfathered in for a certain amount to be able to request. I do believe that the regular amount is $25,000. I know that Positive Connections, we are grandfathered in at the $35,000. I was just wanting to ask if that will be voted on this year or for 2027, or will we still be grandfathered in, or is that something that's going to be for discussion later?
I'm thinking that might be for discussion later, because
Okay.
I don't know, unless you know off the top of your head, Brett. how long they're grandfathered in?
So it's usually looked at every year. The committee today approved the priorities, and within those priorities were the Shawnee County Medical Society maximum at 50,000 and the Positive Connections maximum at 35,000. So
And that is for 2027?
correct. Yes.
Perfect. I was not aware of that. I was here for the meeting. I guess I just didn't hear 2027. So thank you guys so much for everything you do, and we're going to get through this, Topeka. Thank you.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Is there any other comments? Any other comments? If not, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.